So let's talk microphones. I've used and bought a lot of microphones while doing this channel, everything from reviewing them to even my own personal ones that I use on my videos as of now. Well, I see podcasts all the time and they're all using pretty much the exact same type of microphone, which is the MV7X podcast microphone, obviously because it's a podcast, from a company called Shure. So what we're looking at now is Windows 10 Pro OEM key, and it's currently the CD key global and the Merry Christmas super sale. Plus the great thing about this, it does allow you for a free upgrade up to Windows 11 as well. So on the buy now page, all we need to do is simply go down the promotion code, type in a cheeky discount code of SKJT and click on apply. And what that's going to do is reduce your price further down, £12.51, giving you an amazing deal of when it comes to Windows 10 Pro OEM key. Simply just submit your order. All you've got to do is go through the process of trying to find your payment type, which is I choose PayPal, and go from there. And just remember, when you do buy your key, you will be processed to this page, which does give you your activation code, which we're going to go through right now. So activating Windows is as simple as going over to your settings, typing in activation, clicking on settings, heading over to change product key. So from here, all you need to do is copy and paste your code in here, click on next, and you have just upgraded to Windows 10 Pro OEM key for the cheapest price possible. Now, I've never had any form of experience with these sort of microphones. I'd probably say they're a little bit overpowered for the likes of my channel for what I use. But I thought I'd grab one, see what they're all about, and actually why all the companies use them, or why all these podcast channels use them. This is what we're looking at. This is the Shure MV7X microphone. So let's have a little look, see what we get in the box. And of course, we'll do, without breaking it, we'll do the all-important audio test as well as. So all you get is, you get the microphone, get your documentation, and then you also get a thread. Screw thread. That's quite cool. So it is an XLR microphone. You don't get an XLR cable with it. Obviously, you will have to grab that for yourself. I'll put some links in the video description, but you can get them for literally next to nothing. So we do get this Shure limited warranty. That's just going to tell you everything about your warranty, or what it does cover, what it doesn't cover. We do get some non-English instructions, as well as some English safety precautions. There we go. And then we also get the thread size. Now, don't quote me on this. This is probably like 3/4 to 1/4. I'm not really sure. Well, we get this little thread anyways. The camera's not catching it properly. It's trying to catch on my face. But you get an extra thread as well. So depending on, obviously, what size of thread you've got there, we've got the hollow tube there. So you can just screw that in. Depending on the type of tripod or mounting hardware you're going to use with this, it all pretty much depends. Like I said, that just screws in there as a little adapter, and then you're pretty much, but you can see it in there. There we go. So it's all attached. But this is the microphone we're looking at. This is the Shure, I think it's Shure microphone that we're looking at. This is all you get. You get the microphone itself. You get a little filter that does come with it, which is just standard, the little pop filter that goes on there. Obviously, sometimes people have their own and all that good stuff, but we have that as well. So let's have a look at it. So these arms do come off. Obviously, depending if you've got your own hardware for this, then fair enough. I do see a lot of podcasters have their own like boom arm setups for these, depending on how they want to use them. I'm gonna admit, I probably would say that should be fitted a little bit better, but never mind. All right, let's have a little look-see. So you get all your mounting hardware, but then this this is the microphone we're looking at. So like I said, so on the bottom there, we do have our XLR port, which is just pretty standard female port. And then obviously the microphone itself, we've got the logo on the side going on. We have the mounting hardware on the side, which is identical. I've seen some of the newer ones where you do get, like audio, like a button on the side, but with this one you don't. It might be because this is the X version. I know there is an MV7 as well. That might have the actual part on it, but the newer ones, but mine doesn't, but I don't really need it. So that's pretty much standard. There's not really much to it. It's just a basic microphone. Obviously, I know when it comes to the software you can get with this, which I did struggle to find, there is all sorts of different things you can add on to it. But at this moment in time, I'm not going to mess around with that. So we're just going to have a quick look. I'm going to pretty much see what it's all about, like why I actually got this and how it actually all goes back to... Ah, there it is. I was wondering that. I was like, I'm missing... Why have I got like 10 black wash? So whoever put this together, or whoever decided that this was adequate to send out, you may have messed up a little bit, because they've given me... I've got 4, 5, 6... I've got 7 washers when I need 8. So no wonder it was rattling like hell in the bag. But no... Just popped off another one. I'm going to put this back together. I'm going to get it set up. And we're going to do an audio test. So give me a minute. Okay, so I got it all set up. I've managed to get it through the XLR. The one thing I have realised with this, and it's not a very open microphone. Like the one I currently have over there. As I move away from it, it's not exactly the best. But I don't think it's intended to be like a full surround sound, if you want to call it, microphone like the one I have up above the camera. That pretty much reads the entire room for how I've got it set up. I can set up the audio patterns for it to be facing me, to the left, to the right, behind, all that good stuff. I might be mistaken, but these microphones are quite, I'd say, tricky to set up. There is software you can get for them where you can actually connect it up and run it through that way. I've currently just got mine through OBS Studio, as well as the Go XLR Mini app, as well as the only filters I've added to it. I've added a small amount of noise suppression just due to the fact of the amount of noise in the room at the moment, as well as a small amount of gain just to give it a little bit more pitch. I did realise I did test a few just before I actually started recording, and I realised it was very quiet unless I was in the microphone's face. And sometimes that's not good because it tends to sound a little bit raspy. But then again, 9 times out of 10 when you see it on podcasts, I've got the microphone fairly close to them anywhere, so the reader can actually hear them clearly and all that good stuff, especially you guys. Obviously, for doing the likes of YouTube videos, I probably wouldn't recommend it, just because trying to review things with a microphone in your face is quite distracting. But all in all, it's not actually that bad. So if this is something that you do want to pick up and you do want to experience for yourself, please check the links in the description. There'll be a link for this microphone as well as the boom arm as well, just to give you a little bit more ease of access to try and find the one that you would want or need. But by all means, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And as always, have a great day.